Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to Wrestling Gab. That's Delita. I am Travis. We are watching Dynamite. It looks like the Ghetto Cowboy has the starlet from the 20s there. I feel like the old, remember the Rosebuds? It just reminds me of that.
Wasn't she in that group?
She could have been, to be honest.
I thought somebody was in it that was a.
Oh shit!
Who was in it that became a wrestler? That was a girl.
Oh, I'd have to look at probably that girl that just got fired. She's kind of Indy Hartwell, maybe. She kind of reminds me of somebody that'd be in the Rosebuds.
I thought that there was somebody who's like a person now that was in it, but I don't know.
Shit, for all I know, Bliss could have been in it.
Anyways, Walter and Sophie are in the chat right now.
Hello.
Walter says, "Hi Travis, hi Daphne, AEW Dynamite. Daphne, I didn't win bingo, maybe next week, but at 9 I'm going. That you'll be here Saturday for the pay-per-view if they don't cancel it." Well, if they were going to cancel it, they would have done it by now. So I think we're good to say they're going to have it. Sophie says, "Hi people, AEW is introducing Women's Tag Team Championships."
Oh yeah, when's that? Did they announce it tonight? Or are they gonna?
I have no idea. Sophie doesn't even watch AEW, so I'm not sure.
She's probably super excited.
Why or how or what.
Oh. Ghetto Cowboy.
Ugh, she's so gross. Like in every way possible.
Rhea looks pretty good, or Marara, whatever they call
Mina.
her. Mina. Something wrong with her boob.
What?
She goes like this. I don't think she meant to.
Oh, I'm sure she did. Mina did it to Tony?
Yeah.
Oh, she meant to.
Not the there. Oh, Matt and Nick. Or Matthew and Nicholas.
Oh, great. You guys are back to that, huh?
They call them the Jackson 2.
The founding fathers now, huh?
Yeah, they're the Jackson 2. Instead of the Jackson 5. Their mom is Miss Jackson. She is for real.
Sophie says it seems like it is a heat wave in almost every state.
Is it warm here? Didn't seem that hot to me.
It's just the 80s.
We're just northeast or northwest of Florida.
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
Is your microphone on?
Yeah, it's blue.
Huh?
Yeah.
Are you leaving or not?
I'm gonna at some point. Why do I have to hear it?
Well, I won't listen then either. And then we
you
both
have
won't
to
know.
tell me
Nope,
what's happening.
absolutely no.
It helps
That's
you
the point.
engage.
I don't care.
You're better at engaging.
I'll just turn mine off.
I think we're only going to be here an hour tonight. Unless there's something super exciting the second hour. It's fine, right? An hour?
I guess.
2 hours on Monday and Friday and an hour on Wednesday. Until we come up with our new schedule. Because why not? Why wouldn't you have your best wrestler, or at least he's supposed to be, starting out the show? But not starting it out as in setting up a main event match later.
No.
I mean,
just
like,
garbage.
he just is going to wrestle.
Some random dude. Random dudes. My bad.
Oh.
I guess it's a tag team match thing going on.
Oh, I did not know that. Either.
Well, there's two guys in the corner, so unless he's taking them both on in a handicap match,
Holy crap.
I don't think that's the case. Sophie says New York was 100 degrees yesterday.
Wow.
You know.
Well, sometimes Gomorrah's got to burn.
Well, that's probably what's going to happen to it. So, they may or may not be electing for New York City.
It's election time.
And for their mayor,
Don't they have to wait till election day, like in November, like normal people?
I would think so, but maybe it's a primary thing. I don't know.
I like that guy's pajamas.
Uh,
I would totally wear those pajamas.
So it says WWE has 6 matches for Saturday instead of the usual 5 matches.
That's all right.
Oh no, not 6.
They can cut one of them short. That Goldberg match. Oh, no, that's not at that. Never mind. That's a Saturday night main event.
What time does that start? Does it start at noon for us?
11 our time.
11 our time. Okay.
1 Eastern. Right. Literally busy all day.
Yes.
On and off.
Well, pretty much all day because it's not going to be on or off. Because the morning, not so much, but by 11, from 11 to 11 p.m. 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
I would assume it'll be a 3 hour, so maybe 11 to 2.
Maybe.
2:30.
Yeah. Is Danny coming for that too, for
I
that
asked him, and he
pay-per-view, or
just
is he
didn't.
just
He
coming
ignored
for?
me and asked me other questions, so now you know.
Okay, so no, got it. See, Stephanie says, did you hear Hulk Hogan is opening a new bar in New York?
Hell yeah!
This will be carrying across his first pay-per-view match since Mania 40.
Wow. I don't even know what Mania we're at, so that's okay. What are we at, 42? Because if we're just at 41, then that's not a big deal. He missed one.
First pay-per-view match.
Yeah.
Since.
Right. One.
There's been a lot of pay-per-views.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
I'm talking about
one a month.
Manias.
So.
Oh, God.
12, 14, 15,
Look at
maybe?
Ospreay's face.
How did that happen?
I don't know. Oh, the Bucks. The old spike shoe. 17 days away.
Sophie says AEW announced 2 gauntlet matches for All In yesterday.
Oh,
Not
no.
surprising.
They'll put, I mean, Triple H knows what he's doing. He knows how to book that stuff. They'll have as many people as they can in each match.
I mean, Tony Khan.
No, it's the same person.
Oh.
Like, it does, their names are interchangeable. It doesn't matter.
Ah.
Same dude. I'm 99% sure they're the same exact person.
They've got to be at this point. Vindicator's back in the chat.
There's
He
Vin.
says, Sleepyhead, wake up over there, Delita. Yeah, not
Yeah.
for this, I'm not.
Wake
And
it up.
Vindicator says, how's it going, Travy Trav?
Woo! Pretty good. I taped my mouth shut last night, and I think I slept really good. Like, I didn't get tired today at all.
It's good.
So I don't know if it's one of those things where you take the pill that's not real. Placebo effect. Or if it's just breathing better at night or sleeping better because I'm breathing better. Although I don't know why breathing through your mouth would make it not better. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I don't breathe very well because I have a giant hole that I have to breathe through. I breathe so much better when I breathe through the tiny little holes.
Sophie says, do you think with Mania being on later next week, they will have the same sort of pay-per-view schedule as they did this year? I meant next year.
Yeah, I know what you meant. It'll be the same. Yeah, it was, what, the 21st and 22nd this year, and next year it's going to be the 17th and 18th or something. It's basically the exact same.
The third weekend of the month,
Yeah.
basically, or something like that.
It won't be Easter. So if you're a big Easter WrestleMania fan.
It won't be Easter again.
Yeah. And that could change some things. You won't have like a resurrection or anything for the wrestling match. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that could hurt some people's feelings or whatever, but all in all, it should be exactly the same as this year's last year. I just wish they would go to like maybe a 6 pay-per-view format and do it every other month. And just make them more important.
Right?
Because they have a good 6 that you could do over and over and over again. Survivor Series, Royal Rumble. What's the... You know, and you could get rid of Money in the Bank. Even though I like that pay-per-view. It's one of my favorites.
Just put it on a pay-per-view instead?
Yeah, just have it... Like, it's only 2 matches anyways.
Right. Just
Do them
not
at different times of the year. Do the women's in the spring, because women look better in the spring, and do the men's in the fall, because men look better in the fall.
Okay.
Right?
I don't know. I've never really thought about any of that.
I always
Like
just
ever.
know that when I was younger, that when you would drive by the university, the girls would be wearing less and less clothes when it was getting warmer and warmer, and so they looked better.
Right.
And then,
So the wrestlers wear less and less clothes
anyways,
no matter what time of the year it
I
is.
know
So
that.
I'm not sure exactly how that pertains.
I'm going by what I know in life.
Unless they're doing it outside. I mean, if they're doing it outside, then yeah, okay. But they're not. So
Right, and then men look better because they're wearing their flannels and they're growing beards and they're getting more manly.
Lumberjacky. Sophie says next year, April 18th and 19th, Easter is the first week in April next year.
Nice.
Vindicator says, I really hope this Osprey Young Bucks issue gets resolved before All In, because it's just too random and nothing really gets to get invested into.
Yeah.
What? No way. Having it as your first match of Will Ospreay and Swerve and, you know, the person you brought in to, like, pay lots of money to be, like, this amazing person on your roster, and then a former champion, I mean, big champion of the company, are in the first match of the fucking night with a bunch of nobodies.
Yeah.
God, you know what? I mean, that is just the best motherfucking booking that you could possibly ever imagine. Couldn't imagine why anybody would yawn through any of that. Or absolutely think that the people that are quote unquote the nobodies they're wrestling actually can get one up on Osprey or Swerve. Man, you know, I just I wish I knew what people really thought was good wrestling, because I've never seen it.
No.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Piccolo says, howdy, Gab Gang. What's crack-a-lackin'?
Oh, you know.
It's been storming most of the day. Damn. Our southern neighbor has gotten the storms.
Yeah.
Sophie says that's the one thing I hear people complain about the pay-per-view schedule, because there's so many pay-per-views almost every couple of weeks.
Yeah, anymore, they've gotten out of control.
Well, and nothing special. They're all bunch of participation stuff. So
And
no matter what, you get on a pay-per-view. Not one of the pay-per-views is a special pay-per-view. If you blow your nose correctly, they'll let you in on it.
Right.
Sophie says it just started thunderstorming here. If they are doing King and Queen of the Ring every year, they should do your idea by starting it so much earlier. They should, and have it like, you know, a 6-month thing or something of them having all these crazy build up to the. I mean, how about they have a tournament for them to actually be in the tournament?
Right.
And I'm not saying that they have to like. I'm not saying like they have to make it like this weird like individual things. I mean, like, why don't they just have like, hey, we're gonna have a tournament for the Queen or King of the Ring, and we're gonna start it off with like a rumble thing or something, right?
Right.
Where they're like, hey, we're gonna have, 2 groups of 6-man tags or whatever, and the person who wins it goes into the tournament.
Right.
And then do the same for the women, and then you get your bracket people because they won, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, okay, well then they don't really start the tournament bracket stuff because they have to like fight other people. I mean, why not?
My thing was, what I was thinking you could do is at the beginning of the year in January, you start tallying points for wins and losses, draws, whatever.
Right.
And then around June, you start to go, okay, who has the most points? And when I say that, I mean, you're going to bracket them. So whoever has the most points is ranked number 1. Whoever has the lowest points is ranked number 8, say. And they just do, 8 on each side. The top 8 wrestle. That way it matters, like, what they're doing. You know that the Bulldog over in WWE, she's lost 27 matches this year. That's the most of anybody on the roster. Perez or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The Bulldog.
Flat face.
So obviously she wouldn't be in it. So you wouldn't have to worry about her.
Sophie says, Chad Gable is injured.
Oh. Well, hopefully we get to see him make a full recovery.
Sophie also says, funny enough, SmackDown has more championship matches than the pay-per-view on Saturday.
Yeah.
Vindicator says, oh, when I peeked over at the competitions card for their next 2 overpriced shows, Night of Champions has 6 matches, only 2 for titles. Evolution 1 match, JC Jane NXT title.
When's that one? Same day?
Vindicator, I don't know why you think that that's like one-upping AEW over WWE. When AEW has 12 matches and maybe 1 singles match that actually pertains to a championship. The rest of them are 5-man, 6-man, 12-man, 25-man, whatever the fuck you want to call it. They mean absolutely nothing.
Last week
they have a tournament during it or some shit.
We had a 14-man match last week.
I mean, I know that you want to kiss AEW's asshole like as much as you possibly can because you think that it's just so much better. But I'm going to tell you this. It's exactly the same shit. This program is the same shit as the other program. It's all about participation shit. It's about nobodies. It's about putting your champions on the very first fucking shit of the night, making sure that they mean absolutely nothing, because I don't know why anybody would think that what's happening right now, actually means something. What, they gonna put Swerve and Ospreay together as a tag team now? Wow, that's really original. So, if you want to laugh about something, let's laugh about that.
Maybe it's because they have no other plans for them. So
I wouldn't be surprised.
Vince did that shit. He'd put
I would
together.
not be surprised, because that's about as much intelligence and inventiveness that Tony Khan has, because all him and Triple H do is copy each other anymore. It's the grossest fucking thing I've ever seen. It is the most boring shit on a daily fucking basis of watching both of these companies. And it's funny that people sit there and they're like, well, this one's so much better than the other one. I call bullshit, because I watch both of them every week and they're exactly the same fucking show.
This one has a little bit less storylines, but
yeah, anymore. It makes no sense. They used to do storylines, but I guess Tony Khan got tired of doing that and just thought, if I just throw enough fucking wrestlers into a ring, it'll just work out better.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ, why'd you go feet first?
Because he just wanted to stomp on that dude's neck.
I guess.
He might have broke that guy's collarbone, for fuck's sake.
I know. He literally jumped out of their feet first.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's called anger issues and not, I'm playing a character. Sophie says, but if they start the King and Queen of the Ring tournament earlier, will that somehow affect who will be champions by then? Because the winners of both tournaments get championship matches. Do they have to have championship matches within that year? Same year that they win it? Or can it be a year later?
Right. Like I was saying, if you did some sort of a make wins and losses matter format, you would still treat everything the same as you do on an everyday basis. Then, in June, at the end of June, you would look back and go, okay, who are the top 8 of each? Okay, they're going to be in the bracket. Now, if somebody's hurt, then you go to the 9th one, whatever, and you just fill the spots up. And then, you would then have to write creatively from there moving forward to see who you wanted to wrestle for the title. Because there's no way you would start in January and go, okay, this person has to win because the Queen of the Ring thing's coming up in June or July. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to do that in the creative team.
Mm-hmm.
So you would allow wrestling just to be wrestling, and then you'd be like, oh shit, that's crazy that, You know, Piper Nevin's in the tournament. Like, I didn't realize she won that many matches or whatever. You know what I mean? It'd be a surprise, even to them, probably. Not a dangerous maniac. Anyways, there's better ways to do it. You could just start a tournament right after WrestleMania. You could also do it all in one night.
Well, so
I'd love to see that. All of it in one night.
So, so do they have to do? Because Sophie's saying the winners of the tournaments get a championship match at SummerSlam. Has that always been that way?
No, never. This is the first time ever.
Oh, okay. So Sophie, this is the first time that that's a possibility of happening. So I call bullshit on your statement because I had to ask because I don't know. So now that I know, it doesn't fucking matter whenever they have their goddamn match. They win the tournament and then they within a year before the next or whenever the next tournament, you know, like actually happens, like the end. I mean, like the people are at the end and they're going up against two people are going up against each other to win.
Yeah, the championship, the final.
The final part to, get their chance. The other people have to have had or tried to get a championship match. Why not? Like, I mean, they do it with Money in the Bank. What's the difference?
Well, I just don't know how many tournament / King of the Ring / Royal Rumble / things you need in a year. Like, so if you win Elimination Chamber, you get a title match. If you win the Royal Rumble, you get a title match. If you win Money in the Bank, you get a title match. And if you win Queen of the Ring, now you get a title match. Do we need that many?
Yes, we do, because we're in the era of participation trophies, so everybody gets to participate.
I mean, I get, like, having shit wrestling matches so you can wrestle champions, but I don't think everything has to be, like, you have to win this to wrestle a champion. Fuck, that one girl that's champion on Raw hasn't wrestled since WrestleMania. The champion, Io Sky.
Oh, yeah, she hasn't done shit. And you forget who the fucking champion is because, oh, that's right, because they make it completely irrelevant. Just like they've made every single title that the fuck bitch quitter on this fucking episode of shit has. Every single one of those titles is completely irrelevant at this point because who fucking cares? I don't care.
Nobody
She
knows.
looks like a dumb cunt out there. 7 titles, look at me. And it's like, bitch, please. Like, you probably don't even deserve one belt, let alone any of those. Like, it's ridiculous. And the fact that they're trying to, like, make her popular? What is behind this? Like, is it that she's just so much better than what? Because she gets paid a big fat fucking paycheck? Maybe. Is that what it is? That was her contract, small print that every time she went up to get a fucking belt that she wins no matter what? Yeah, fuck that. The fact, and is Tony Khan fucking her? Is that who her new boyfriend is? I mean, because we know he doesn't probably swing for that team. Probably, in most cases. But who knows, right? Because, I mean, why? Why? They can't make her popular. It's not making her popular.
It's not.
So what is it? What is it really doing? Making what? What? Because she wants to be a dumb bitch, and so it continues to show that she's a dumb bitch? I haven't figured it out yet. But, hey. Whatever floats their boats, I guess.
I made it. I'm going to change the water. Or turn it off.
Those people. Look.
Hey, it's the Jacksons. Did you make a Jackson joke?
Who are these people? I mean, I know one person, but who are the other two? I don't know these people. Who are these people? Oh my God, seriously. God, I hate this show anymore. Good God. Anyway, Sophie had said, but AEW pay-per-views last longer than WWE pay-per-views. I don't care, Sophie. I don't care. Sophie says people thought AEW stopped creating storylines after Cody Rhodes and CM Punk left. Cool. No, the winners of both. I read that one. Piccola says, well, that's not true. They just focus on elite crap, Death Riders crap, and Bimbo Banks, a.k.a. Quitter, as I know her, because I refuse to call her anything but that. So they did do the whatever weirdo guys, elite, I guess is who it is, the twin guys or whatever, for a while because they weren't on TV. But what's sad about the whole situation is that, can you tell me who the fucking champion of the men's division is on AEW? And the only reason why anybody knows is because, you know, he's quote unquote had it for so long. But is it going to be on the pay-per-view this time? I guess it is for the championship. Is there even really a champion? I mean, I feel like his whatever CM Punk shit, I'm against the man kind of crap that he's pulling, which has been done many times before. It's nothing new or original. Is kind of boring. It's stupid and boring. It's dumb as fuck. And I don't get it. And it makes you forget who the champion is, let alone that they even have a championship. Because why bother? Like, I mean, it's fucking like the whole shit with goddamn fucking WWE and their crap. And the people that they put fucking shit on. Like, oh, this person's a champion. And then all of a sudden it's like, who's the champion? I seriously have to sit and fucking think on every single one of these promotions who the fucking champion is. And you want to know why? Because the people running these fucking things are so goddamn stupid that they're like, no, everybody needs a chance. No, everybody deserves to have a championship trophy. Everybody deserves to feel like they're wanted and loved. And they need to have a championship. Barf. Fucking barf. You know what? These fuckers need to be bullied. That's what really needs to happen. Somebody needs to go to their faces and tell them how stupid their fucking shit is. Everything about it. You guys cannot come up with anything that even remotely makes any sense. But, you know, hey, whatever. You know, I mean, all you weirdo people out there are like, oh my god, this is the most amazing storyline ever. And I still can't get it. No matter how long I've watched this crap, I don't get it at all. Not one thing in the last 4 years has made me go, gosh, I am so glad that I watch wrestling more than 3 times a week sometimes. It just excites me on the inside, and I can't wait for the next one. Is that what you're supposed to feel? Like a TV show that you really like, and you cannot wait to see what happens next. I've never felt that way about this stuff, like, ever. Maybe once upon a time when it first started with AEW, I was like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen next. But any of it anymore is just like, wow, I have to make it through this. But hey, here's another match with people that supposedly mean something. But I can't remember this guy. I guess he looks familiar now, but I don't remember his name. Who is that guy? I mean, I know who the other guy is, the Japanese guy. But I don't know the other guy, but he looks familiar, like he used to be in another group or something. I don't fucking know. I don't understand. They move people around so much, and then they're like, oh, this faction doesn't exist anymore, so we're going to put you in a different one. Hey, we're going to put this group together, but you guys don't know who they are. Oh, wait, it's this guy from this group and this guy from this group. But now all of a sudden they're besties when they hated each other like 2 seconds ago. But now they're like besties. Oh, my God. Like, seriously. Yes, us. Maybe we should stop wrestling and look at the crowd and be like, come on, crowd. Let's do shit. The crowd does not give a shit. Absolute no shit. Oh, it's Trent. That's who he is. Trent. See? I knew he looked familiar. It's Trent. Where did he go? He fell off the face of the earth, and now all of a sudden he's back in some other group with some other weird people that we don't know who he is. Good Lord. This gives me a headache. God, Jesus Christ. Makes me want a KYS, that's for sure. Sophie said Cody Rhodes says he is at the tail end of his face run. Bigelow says, yeah, I think Cody may switch it up, beat Randy, and become heel. I guess, yeah. Sophie says they did it last year. That is how Gunther and Nia got championship matches at last year's SummerSlam. Sophie, they don't do it all the time, though. It wasn't a thing. Just because it happened at SummerSlam before doesn't mean it's always going to be at SummerSlam. And why does it have to be at SummerSlam? And who said that it has to be at SummerSlam? Who gives a shit? That's the point I'm trying to make. It doesn't matter when it happens, as long as they get their chance. So he says, but Money in the Bank, you could cash in at any time within a year, and maybe it should be the same thing for all of them. Yeah, that they somehow get a chance at a champion. Whether the hand of the champion changes or whatever, you just get your championship match within a year. Doesn't matter if you have a fucking briefcase or if you won a King of the Ring or Queen of the Ring or whatever the fuck else. It shouldn't be, oh, well, you know what, the next pay-per-view, you have to use your chance. Well, maybe I don't want to. Maybe I want to wait.
Ooh, who's the yellow guy?
That's that Japanese guy that texted. He would text on the phone. Anyways, the other guy's Trent. I finally caught it. Oh. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? He looks really familiar. Yeah. And then I couldn't think of his name because I couldn't remember who the fuck he was because he disappeared and then now he's with some other group and all that crap.
Trent and
the other guy, OJ guy, is not around anymore. Orange juice guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Whatever happened to that guy?
I don't know. Maybe he's dead. I just feel like all of them are just dead. If I don't see them and they're not on my television, they're just dead anymore. I'm done with worrying about what happened to them. I'm just going to assume that they're dead. And my condolences to their families because of it. Yeah, exactly. Anyways, Vindicator's like, nah, I think tag team wrestling in AEW is definitely better, and both women's titles feel more important than WWE women's titles. As far as Will and Swerve, they do have history together. NXT treats their women better than everyone, though, before giving their title to JC. But that's the only I can think in WWE at the moment. Everything else is just repetitive or weird. I'm going to say the same thing about AEW did. Same thing. Repetitive and weird. And you know what I'm going to say about their tag teams that you're trying to say is so much better in AEW? It's not better anymore.
They were.
Fuck that shit. They used to be great. Now they're just shit. They put two singles wrestlers together just like fucking your man Vince did, and you hate him, but he fucking did it, and you're like, oh, ooh, AEW is just doing so great. Oh, fuck off, man. That's the most bullshit fucking crap that I ever hear. How hypocritical. I hate that he did that. And then you're like, no, I praise Tony Khan for doing it. I'm going to kiss his ass because I love AEW because it is a WWE. Yes. Oh, fuck off.
So, AEW did have a great tag team division. They cared about their tag teams. It looked like it was going to be wonderful.
Yeah.
And they're all
Used
gone.
To be. Yeah.
The Butcher and the Blade,
gone.
You know, you've got the Bucks are still around, but they're not the same. You've got Santana and Ortiz.
Gone.
You've got
the Lucha Bros.
The Lucha Bros.
Gone. They aren't even together in WWE.
Yeah, which is just terrible on WWE's part.
Oh, Trent and Chuck. Gone.
Chucky T. Yeah.
Let's see who else was it? Oh,
the Private Party.
The Private Party. And they're kind of together, but who the fuck knows what happened to them?
And then Scissor Me Daddies.
They're gone.
That's a lot of tag teams, by the way. Like that is more tag teams that I just named than WWE has.
Yeah. So, tell me again. I want you to tell me again how AEW's tag team wrestling is so much better.
Used to be.
I mean, yeah, past, sure. Last 2 years or so, it hasn't done fucking shit.
Yeah, they depleted it. I think it's just because tag team wrestling doesn't sell. Which is sad, because obviously Vince found that out years ago. Because he had tag teams. Vince actually liked tag teams. But once he split them up, the Hart Foundation and the British Bulldogs and the Rockers, I think he learned that,
It doesn't
I guess
work.
you don't need tag teams.
Yeah.
People watch the single stuff. They don't actually care about tag
You can put
teams.
2 singles wrestlers together for the tag teams and it's fine. And then what the best part of it is that you can cause drama within the group and they can split and then you can take the tag teams away from them and it doesn't matter because they're single wrestlers again.
Yeah. It just adds to an extra storyline. When you take 2 singles wrestlers and make them a tag team, you know, especially in WWE, you know that that's going to be a match.
Oh my god, isn't that just what Tony Khan did? No! See what I mean? Fuck off with your shit of them being original. Fuck Tony Khan and his fucking crap. And if you fucking are all like, he does so much better, he follows almost the same exact game plan as Vince probably did. And he still does. Because why? Because Tony Khan loved fucking Vince McMahon. Okay? That's why he wanted a wrestling goddamn operation for his own.
Uh-oh, here comes the Rainmaker.
He's going to murder somebody in the other group. Who could it be?
Who? But WWE has some good tag teams, I guess, with the New Day and the Street Profits and soon to be the Private Party, it sounds like, the Vikings.
Oh my god, the Private Party. For
They're-
the love of Pete.
Supposedly they're on their way out.
Good God. Sylvie says people are calling everyone who is pushed, they give them the Hogan name. Piccolo says they need more context and you need more ambient. LOL. Piccolo says TK based his main event stories on the new free agents months ago on Okada, Big Willie Ospreay, and Quitterface.
And
What's
did
funny,
nothing
main
with them.
event stories, that's hilarious, Piccolo, because I have not seen Will Ospreay in a big main event actual thing that made sense or actually helped his story in any fucking way.
Yeah, they dropped the ball on Will Ospreay.
The other one's Kyle Fletcher. Yeah, fuck him all to hell, right?
Kyle Fletcher definitely needs a huge push, but he's just not getting it. They are dropping the ball on him. They dropped it on Wardlow. Now, granted, I don't think Wardlow has the ceiling that Kyle Fletcher has. I think Kyle Fletcher can be literally the next great superstar in wrestling. Like, as big as Roman Reigns was. Like, he can be that big. But Wardlow can't.
No.
But Wardlow can still be a champion and show up week after week.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
If that's what you want. If you want him to show up week after week.
I'm not a huge fan.
Or actually know who the fucking champions are. I mean...
That's your world champion right there, Dalitha.
Oh my god, really? Are you sure?
Through an hourglass. He must watch daytime soap opera.
He probably is a daytime soap opera. Piccolo says, but yeah, once they destroy her dumbass after Ember Moon or What's Her Nuts, it fully main and not ROH. Yeah. So we said, what would make D happy about watching wrestling? And Piccolo says,
Raw and Daddy matches.
We had the non-champion champion once. Honestly, it doesn't work. Sophie says Vince kind of did that when he was in charge of WWE by giving certain talent championships. Oh my god, Triple H does it every single week. Every time a championship changes, he gives it to a nobody. The fact that you guys are all like, oh my god, that's so great that he gave it to that person is disgusting.
Like EO.
You are part of the era that is wrong.
EO Hogan. Is that what we're going to start calling her? EO Hogan? So she doesn't even have to defend it. By the way, Hulk Hogan defended his title in his 1,200-day run like 700 times. Just saying. Pretty impressive. It might be a little less than that. Like 5 or something. But still, Roman did it, I think it was 34 or something. Just a different era. So it's funny when they call these people Hogan when none of them could hold a freaking
candle?
Nothing to him. They can't even tie his boots.
Hmm. Should they even be in the vicinity of his boots?
No. They're like, oh my god, he just thinks he can do it himself. It's like Death came after Hogan. He's like, no, bro, it's not gonna work for me.
So he said, I feel that way about certain wrestlers when I was ranting earlier, and Piccolo says, haha, I haven't looked at 1 second of wrestling. Sophie says Cedric Alexander is in TNA Impact. People thought he would go to AEW because the Hurt Business is there. Why? Why would Cedric have anything to do with them? They already have their peeps. In fact, they added somebody who doesn't even belong. It's just odd. MJF is like this weird singles wrestler guy that was a champion, and they're like, hey, let's put him in this faction group.
And if anything, I would rather see Cedric Alexander, because then you could replace him with Bobby and then put Bobby after the main fucking champion.
Yeah, instead of being a tag team champion.
And then and not have a 6-man tag. Get rid of that, please. Whoever's in charge of wrestling, get rid of it. Chad Khan, seriously, get rid of the 6-man tag team belts.
Mm-hmm.
It's so dumb. Nobody wants to see 6-man tag team champions.
I mean, maybe once in a blue moon,
but not
here and there, but not every single fucking week.
No, I mean, period. Like, if you're going to be a 6-man tag team champion, it means you have to be the world champion and the tag team champions together. That's it. That's how you're the 6-man tag team champions.
Oh, not the trios champion stuff. That's different.
So, get rid of it.
Oh, get rid of the actual trios championship belts.
Yes.
Okay.
The 6-man tag team.
Do we know who has those? If you're thinking about it, then you know. Okay. Because I'm not going to tell you. Because you know. You can picture it.
Well, I thought it was Castagnoli and those guys.
No,
but
they
I think they lost it. But I can't remember to who. And I can't remember any 3-man groups.
Will Hobbs, Joe.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's the group.
Hook.
No, he's not around anymore. I think he's dead. Literally, haven't seen him for a while. I think he's dead. I'm just going to say he's dead. My condolences to his family. Anyways, Piccolo said there's NBA draft and there's Twitch crap I'm checking out. And Vindicator says, I can agree.
Whoa, it's the draft?
That's what Piccolo is saying.
Why don't they just advertise that shit like fucking normal people?
I don't know. I think it's because they don't know how. Because the NBA is
So what round, like, is it still the first round?
Probably not.
Well, what day is it? Tuesday?
Today's Wednesday. Because we're doing Dynamite.
I thought it started on Thursday.
I don't know.
Like the NFL draft, I guess.
I don't know. Piccolo said draft. NBA draft, and there's Twitch crap I'm checking out. And then Vindicator says, I can agree. Management in most promotions is definitely stupid. Reflects the unfairness of life. People get to be in high positions, making lots of money to make dumb decisions. There's no such thing as fairness in life, Vindicator. I don't like that word in life because if you want to pertain it to actual sports, yeah. But this is entertainment shit. And it just, yeah, there's just no such thing. Like...
So the Dallas Mavericks took a guy named Flag.
Piccolo says, but I assume Dynamite is attempting to make this card important. Don't they always? Isn't it all important? Hey, look, AR Fox got an interview earlier today. Nobody gives a flying fuck.
There again, why are you on my TV?
But it happened earlier today, guys, so it must be important. Jesus Christ. Vindicator says, nah, tonight was definitely meant to be a filler show for Dynamite LOI. I think their go-home show will have a bit more purpose. Yeah, I haven't seen their go-home shows ever have purpose, but we'll pretend. We'll pretend. So it says, the Money in the Bank was born 20 years ago. People's like, happy B-Day, Money in the Bank.
What year are we in? 25?
Yes. Sophie says, I don't get the hate about the WWE. I don't see it as repetitive. I see it as completely repetitive. I see Triple H putting fucking the women's titles over and over and the men's titles over and over again on people that are nobodies. That have no charisma, absolutely shit, have a gimmick. And it's like, okay, so where's the structure and the actual, like, charisma? Because, ugh. And half the time, I forget who the fuck has the championships on both of these shows.
I just want to know who Cooper Flag is.
A guy named Cooper Flag. Who names their kid that? Piccolo says the machine guns, but they're so awesome. Yeah, for tiny little midget men. Oh, let's go to the circus,
he's
people.
6'8". He's 221.
Circus.
He won't be 19 until December.
Sophie says the SmackDown tag division is much better than the Raw tag division. Robbie says, what you frauds? What you talking about, Willis? Nothing, Robbie. Sophie says, don't worry, the Lucha Bros might show up in WWE TV at some point. The women's division WWE is much better than AEW. Tell me you don't watch AEW without telling me you don't watch AEW. Oh, wait, your comment just did.
So I can say that I watch AEW, and I don't know how to tell you I watch it because this shit's garbage. Like,
we're talking about the women's division.
AR Fox.
The women's division in WWE is much better than AEW.
No.
Sorry, Sophie. Tell me you don't watch AEW without telling me you don't watch AEW. That comment right there.
No.
Sorry, sweetie.
It's not
Doesn't
even
work.
that is a no.
No.
I would even say that NXT isn't quite as good as AEW's, but they got a lot better when they got the Blake Monroe, Balake.
Robbie says wrestling is a dying sport the way it's going. No fuckers really invested. People only go to live shows because of nostalgia.
Dude, it is a dying sport, and I don't understand how people don't see it. When they look at the demographics and they're like, okay, well, we need 18 to 45-year-olds or whatever the demographic is. It's like 600,000.
Well, the fact that the crap that they put on here doesn't excite anybody to watch it in that demographic really is not surprising.
Look,
let's put it that way.
It's like having a Hooters. We've talked about this the other week. You don't hire dudes to be.
Where are we? Are we in Bangkok? No.
Right.
We are
but what
not.
I'm getting at is you hire women that look good in your outfits. Like in wrestling, it's the same fucking principle. You want to hire people that look good in their outfits.
Or at least try to look good. I mean, give it a try. At least try to look good in your outfits.
Okay.
Or make the outfit for your body. Something.
Let's be honest, and everybody in here can agree on this, and I think everybody in the world should agree on this because it's my idea and everybody should agree with me. But the fact is, there is something special about even a dude seeing another dude that when you look at them, go, holy shit. Like, what the fuck am I looking at?
Right.
I'm talking 6'8", 330 pounds, shredded, but moves like a luchador. That is a special talent. You know, like Randy Orton. Randy Orton's special.
Mm-hmm.
If you see Randy Orton out, you're not going to go up and smack him in the face, because he looked at you wrong. Even though you might be able to hurt his knees, or you know what I'm saying. But in reality, you're probably not going to fuck with him. You're not going to go fuck with Sheamus. But I will tell you right now, if I was at a bar and I was being belligerent like I used to, I would smack Adam Cole right across his face just to see what he would do.
And stuff him in a garbage can.
I guarantee it. I would do it. I don't care who he was with. I have friends too. And I would see what he did. And it's just like this AR Fox or Ricochet or any of these guys. It's like, I don't want to watch somebody that I would fight. You know what I mean? Like,
Not every single
By the way, I would fight anybody, but, especially when I was younger, but like Brock Lesnar, you'd be like, fuck, dude, god damn it, I'm leaving. Like, I don't want to fight this guy right now. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Unless you're just stupid drunk. But you see where I'm coming from? Mm-hmm. Like, but Brock, like, you're not going to go fight Brock Lesnar. Unless you're a fucking da-da-da-dun,
It's true.
That's a special talent. You're not going to fight Randy Orton. Special. Sheamus, special. But then, like, Rey Mysterio, what's he going to do to you? Honestly, you're at a bar. What's the stab you?
He's gonna put his lucha mask on, and you're gonna be in so much
I'm
trouble.
just saying, like, no. But I get it. Like, I get having diversity, and when I say diversity, I don't mean skin color diversity either. Diversity in size in wrestling, because you have to have compelling
Characters,
stories. You
size,
have to have it. So I don't want
differences.
everybody to be big, because I don't like the one big guy that's
But why
on
does
here.
everybody have to be small? That's what I don't understand.
Yes.
Like you guys are like, oh no, they're such great, and it's like, why is everybody the same exact size anymore?
And
they're
same
all the same.
skill
They're
level.
the same. They have the same body type. They're the same size. They do the same move set. They do exactly the same thing on both of these. By the way, it's. I mean, every once in a while, there's a little bit of difference here and there,
Mm-hmm.
but every single guy in this match right now, I couldn't even tell you every single one of them in it because they all look exactly the same. They have the same body type. They have the same height. They do the same move sets. It's boring. It's fucking boring. It's boring. This is boring.
It's like, oh, Pac, he can do a 850 off the top rope.
Cool. Oh, that was cool. Oh wait, now
wait.
5 other guys can do the same
Will
shit.
Ospreay
Doesn't make
does
him
the
special.
exact same thing. Oh wait, Swerve Scott does the same thing. It's like, okay, now who doesn't do that?
Exactly.
Oh, Ricochet does it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, it's not special anymore. It's lost its specialness. Now Ricochet is special. I like Ricochet. Ricochet, I hated at WWE. He came to AEW, and he showed that with just a little bit of creativity, he could make his character. He talks decent. He makes people not like him. That's what he needed to do in WWE. He just needed a little bit, because I think he would still be there.
Yeah.
If he would have
If
taken
he came
initiative.
up with that character himself, then yes.
Well, he would take initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Vince tells you what to do, but he also doesn't care if you don't listen to him if it works. And he calls it, and anybody that's watched wrestling knows this, he calls it the brass ring.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't reach for the brass ring, you're never going to grab the brass ring, and you're never going to break through to get it.
Right.
And that means, in Vince terms, sometimes you can't listen to the boss.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just can't listen to what I say. I don't
Just
know everything.
do it and reap the consequences after if there are.
Right. You could get fired, and by the time the show's over, rehired.
Yeah.
Because he'll be like,
wow, that
they're
fucking
still
worked.
chanting for you out there.
Yep.
You know, and it would
And
have
if you
worked.
don't take those chances and go against the man, as everybody likes to say, CM Punk always said.
CM Punk literally made himself a legend from one off the mic rant that he went on.
Yep.
And it was like,
and everybody
off the
jumped on
cuff,
his
whatever you call
bandwagon
it.
to all of a sudden be...
And they love it. And they
Yep.
still like him to
Yep.
this day.
Yep.
And it was because of something he did like in 2014 or 2012 or whatever it was.
20,000 years ago.
And it just is something that Vince wouldn't have liked. But guess what? Vince didn't get rid of him for that. If anything, he probably pushed him to a title. And that's the whole thing with going to the next level. Now, Ricochet goes over here, does it, because he has the freedom to do it. And they're like, well, you couldn't do that, WWF. It's like, anybody that's a star over there did it anyways. They said, watch, I believe in what I do more than he does.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, that actually worked.
Sophie said the WWE breaks up factions after they stay together for a while unless you are Judgment Day and the Bloodline. Breaking up Judgment Day, they fired people, they've changed people.
Bloodline's gone.
They're going to totally do it. And they already broke it up when Edge left. And then they put it back together because of somebody else to sign. Robbie says we never see Britt Baker on Dynamite anymore. Is it because
she has no butt?
She had a problem with the Quitter? It's because the Quitter had a meltdown. The Quitter had a meltdown and probably talked to Tony Khan. I can't work with her. And what Quitter wants, Quitter gets. Because otherwise, she'll quit.
First of all, she had a stroke.
She did have a stroke before she came back.
Let's not forget that she has health issues.
Sophie said Wardlow is filming American Gladiators that The Miz is hosting. Sorry, I'm like way up here.
It's okay.
And that's all.
You can read.
Sophie said Wardlow is filming American Gladiators that The Miz is hosting. Vindicator says AEW lost a lot of teams that they still have more right now than WWE. Plus, the Hurt Business is superior to New Day and Street Profits. And I'm going to tell you this, Ben. I liked Bobby when he was in WWE. I advocated for him to be a champion all the time in WWE. I wanted him to be a fucking champion. A champion as in top of the hill champion. And he was. And then they took it away because God forbid that they have one of their old people come back in a walker and not win something. Fuck them. Piccolo says FTR is playing with luchadors. Vindicator says, but I have never been a fan of Tony Khan. I always knew Cody, Jericho, and Omega were mostly behind the early creative decisions that made it so good. Khan was just the numbers guy. Well, now he's your guy running everything because I highly doubt that those guys that you're talking about, Cody, Jericho, and Omega, one of them's completely gone. One of them was gone for a while, and I highly doubt he did anything while he was gone, and who knows what the fuck happened to Jericho. I'm pretty sure they ousted him out because, bleh. Piccolo says, I wish Buddy Murphy wasn't hurt, then Brody and Buddy could really compete with the HB. Sophie says if Liv wasn't injured, she was going to face Io at Night of Champions. They called Becky Lynch Becky Hogan. Same goes for Rhea Ripley. Would MJF character work in the WWE? No. He's a hack. Piccolo says they split up Scissor Guys, Jungle, Jackoff, and Dino Douche. Could have had a longer tenure. Lucha Bros left to greener pastures. Top Flight, Private Party are meh as fuck.
Yeah, type Top Flight.
I forgot they even existed. That's how much they weren't even on the radar.
I feel like they have potential, but the brother was injured so much, and then the one broke his leg. Remember when he snapped his leg?
He did. He fucking broke it.
His leg was facing over this way. His body was this way.
That's right. I forgot. Yeah. That's what fucking happened to them. And then the other one ran off and hung out with some other team for a while.
Yeah, he was injured for a while.
They're like, okay, we'll let you come. We'll let you come over here for a minute. Robbie says it was better when you turned your lights off for your stream.
Alexa, turn off the stream.
That better? Feels better on my eyes.
Oh, I'd way rather do this every night.
Yeah, me too.
It's just relaxing.
It is relaxing.
I don't realize how much I'm kind of fighting.
Squinting and fighting, yeah. I do it too. It really bothers me, and I have a headache, so it probably doesn't help. Sophie says there is talk of them creating AEW Father-Son Championships in AEW. Wow, that sounds stupid as fuck.
For fun? Obviously
people
not a
from
real
the audience, or
not like a real thing, right? Not a wrestler with a kid. Like Arn Anderson and Brock.
Taz and Hooker. Piccolo says, I would keep an eye on Ricky Sting and Ethan Page, Sophie. They really haven't made a splash. Sophie says Ricky Stain and Ethan Page are rumored to be joining Seth Rollins' group at some point. Wow, that's what he needs, more people. Piccolo says AR Fox is the new, what's the short idiot name? Leo Rush. Vindicator says women's tag team titles are actually coming soon in AEW. We'll see how it goes, but I hate the new unified title. They should just keep the international one going, retire Continental.
Oh, shit.
So he says, so you're calling Gunther a nobody? In his own way, he kind of is.
Wait,
in NXT UK, he used to be somebody, but...
Wait.
Because I was talking about the championships and everybody having championships, and the people that have championships now, I don't even remember most of them because they're mostly nobodies.
Right.
And the fact that Triple H puts fucking titles on people that are gimmicks and just a one-time because people had a meltdown. He's a participation trophy championship given person. It's proven time and time again of who he puts the fucking championships on because everybody feels bad for them.
Right. Liv Morgan should have never been a world champion. Ever. Liv Morgan, no.
Irritating.
Not a world champion. That's Triple H thing. Io Sky, not a world champion. That's a Triple H thing. Jey Uso, not a world champion. Triple H thing. Who's the champion? Oh, John Cena. Obviously, he's a world champion. I'm not going to say anything about
He's been a world champion, but the fact that it's his retirement tour and that's what they decided to do with it, come on. Like what? For his one last hoorah?
It doesn't make any sense.
It's
to me.
fucking stupid.
And why would you have him take Cody's belt and not the other belt?
Right?
Let Cody still be champion. But anyways,
They're like, because we don't like Cody and we have to show him who's boss.
Tiffany, Amber Thiessen or whatever the fuck her name is. Tiffany, what's her name? Tiffany, the blonde.
Tiffy Time?
Stratton. Tiffany Stratton. Not really a champion. I mean, I like the briefcase thing and I understand it, so it's cool. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's going to be stupid. They're going to put Naomi, participation trophy, championship on Naomi. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Hopefully she fails. Hopefully that's the first fail.
Right.
Zelina Vega, it's great.
It's fine. It's a mid-card title. That's totally fine.
Uh-huh.
Having her as having a mid-card title, it's about time she got something, because I don't feel that she would ever be a major, have the actual women's championship.
Right, and what they did to Becky is a travesty on the other side, because none of the top stars should ever have a mid-card title. So now Becky, you can never mention her as one of the greats, because she's an Intercontinental champion. That's disgusting.
And even if they made those championships after the fact, it shouldn't even be a thing. Like, they shouldn't even be coveting it. They shouldn't be I want to have a mid-card championship, because no matter what, a championship is a championship. And it's like, no, absolutely not.
Those are participation trophies.
That's why you're making yourself look terrible, and letting it happen is even worse. The fact that you're okay with it makes it even worse.
Yeah, I didn't want to see Becky and Bayley fighting for a fucking mid-card title.
How gross is that?
That is so
two
disgusting.
Women who are major women's championships that people looked up to are now bottom of the barrel feeding maggots.
I will give you an example.
Gross.
In, say 2015.
And Io Sky is your fucking women's champion.
Right.
How gross.
Anyways, so this is the equivalent. In 2015, you take Peyton Manning and you take Tom Brady and you watch them play a game in the CFL. It would just be like, wait, aren't they good enough anymore? What happened?
Well, we know they're old, but if
no,
you
they're
take
not
them
then.
At their,
Tom Brady
if you
played
take them at
until
their top,
20s.
when they were at their, not at their peak, but just a little below their peak before they became we're kind of has-beens or whatever. That's where Becky and Bayley are at. They're not. I mean, they're not at their peak anymore, but they're not quite at the. Oh, I'm old and retired and need a walker.
They should have 2 or 3 title runs each.
They literally should have a walker at this point. They need to go get their rascals and retire, because that's about how shitty it is. Anyways, Robbie said, D, AEW love to give you all the inside scoops, even if it's early today. I watch AEW half asleep. People's like, Robbie, is there any other way? Right? Sam says, wrestling always goes through this cycle, though, with people thinking it's going to die, but then something happens to change fans' opinions about watching wrestling. Yeah, maybe they'll sell it off. So he says, would you feel this way about wrestling if it wasn't on every week?
Well, it needs to be on every week, or I wouldn't know it was on ever.
The only reason why we even know or remember it's here is because we do this show. It's so bad that you just don't want to even think that it exists.
I stopped watching NXT.
The minute that girl became champion.
I was like, I'm done. This is so bad. She's so yucky.
Robbie says Sophie Gunther is a nobody. He's not exactly going to be trending with or without a title. Sophie says Britt Baker is rumored to come to the WWE at some point.
Yeah, but she lost her butt.
Piccolo says
she has no assets. It's gone.
She has no assets. She can give him free dental care. I'm just kidding.
What do you do, Basil? Yeah, I know.
Piccolo says if Ciampa and Gargano were changing oil in an auto shop, would I even know the difference? Well, and that's the point, right? I mean, would you? Probably not. Sophie says, would you hit Gunther, Travis?
No.
Don't you remember the cruiserweight division? Pickle's like, from where, Sophie? 205 Live?
No, not a chance I would hit Gunther. I mean, obviously, if I'm at a bar and he's trying to fight me, but I'm not going to go out of my way to fuck with him. But there are some wrestlers that I would look at and go, oh, he's getting smacked. Like Sami Zayn would get his ass whooped.
Sophie says how different wrestling would be if they didn't have any tiny wrestlers and big guys.
I agree.
So we're not talking about getting rid of one or the other. We're talking about the fact that every single one of these shows, almost every single guy looks exactly the same. From AEW to WWE, they're carbon copies of the type and size of wrestlers are all the same. And if you go to the indies, they're all the same.
You know why they're on the indies? Because they can't make it in the big promotions because they don't have anything special. So you know what you do if you're Triple H and you're Tony Khan is you get rid of everybody that's special and then everybody's the same and now everybody's equal. You know how Bronson Reed looks so big? It's because he took all the big guys and got rid of them.
Yeah. It's, no, I mean, it's true. I already know. I've seen it.
It's like, wait a second. Yeah, Bobby Lashley, gone. Brock Lesnar, gone. Braun Strowman, gone.
Sophie says, yeah. And then Chris is like, yeah, garbage. Hey, Chris, good to see you.
Chris.
Sophie says, I think we saw little bits of the Ricochet you see in AEW and the WWE at the end of his run there.
No, we
Not
didn't.
even a little
That
bit.
was the problem, is we didn't see that. That's why I hated him, and when he was gone, I was like, see ya.
Hate his ass.
The second he got to AEW and started being himself and like, or whatever he is.
Whatever this character is
whatever
that he decided
this
to do.
I was like, where the fuck was that? That shit's fantastic. Now, not stabbing people with scissors, that's stupid. But his character was awesome.
I don't know if he's still doing it, though.
No,
but...
he doesn't carry the scissors anymore.
Well, it's not about the scissors. I mean, the character itself.
Right. Well, now he's like this, like, friendly bad guy, which is kind of fun.
Pico says, excuse me, Ricochet's worst part of his career, honestly, was WWE. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
So, I don't understand this whole concept. So, did they bring MJF because he thinks he can talk shit to other people and then uses his friends as his muscle or something? Because I thought that they had MVP as their mouthpiece. So why are we having to listen to MJF be their
MJF
mouthpiece?
is better.
This is dumb. I don't
you're right.
like what they're doing with this.
This is exactly why you don't put somebody that's articulate in a group that has a manager. Like, you can't put somebody like, trying to think of it, like The Miz. You wouldn't put The Miz with Paul Heyman. I
just think it's dumb because it really undermines what Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, if you really, what they are as a group. It's gross. This is gross. This is so gross. This is the shit that I'm talking about that irritates me about this fucking crap. That all you people are like, this is so amazing. I don't get it. I don't get what's good about this. Tell me. Give me an example why this is good.
He just called him a bitch. Although he looks like he's been smoking crack or something because he's got skinnier. Do you know they talk like that in Delaware?
No, they fucking do not. They don't fucking talk like that in Delaware. Fucking no, they do not. Good Lord. Ugh. Sophie says the new WWE unscripted show will show you behind the scenes of the WWE and it will show you how they planned everything. Piccolo says he was at his best as Prince Puma, to be honest. He was in his indie element, huh? Chris says, yeah, I liked Punk before his promo, because he had a cult following. Like he said, only fans and Paul Heyman saw something in him. Sophie says, Ricochet said the WWE ruined his love of wrestling. Piccolo says, where are we in the chat? Okay, American Gladiators. Yeah, I'm sorry, Piccolo. I'm trying to catch up. I've had a lot of talking and anger. Got anger issues.
I've got them.
Sophie says Britt Baker isn't with Adam Cole anymore.
I know. That's probably why she's not on TV.
No way, Sophie. I thought that happened like 12 years ago.
Poor Baker.
Sophie says Bobby Lashley was a 2-time WWE champion. He should have been way more than that, and they should have been longer runs than they were, Sophie. They did Bobby dirty. They fucking did him dirty. It irritates me every time I think about it. Chris says, yeah, I remember when Bobby beat Drew at Mania. D was doing somersaults. I was so excited. Pickles like TNA Bobbles was amazing too. I'm sure he was. Like, I have always like, ever since I'm like, oh, he's cool. I'm like, yeah, he deserves championships. Why doesn't he have championships? It never ceases to amaze me the stupidity of fucking wrestling promotions. Sophie says it seems like if any AEW wrestler talks good about CM Punk or Cody Rhodes, they get punished by Tony Khan. What? No. Does anybody talk about them anymore, though? Chris says Rhea Ripley without makeup is sexy as fuck, man. Did you see her on SummerSlam conference? Oh my god, man. She needs to just have no makeup on with her hair. No shit, Chris. Travis and I say it every time we see her. She is so pretty without makeup. Like, I mean, even if she had, like, natural makeup on, but when she does her character makeup, ugh, it makes her look so bad. I hate it so much. It makes her look so not good. And I hate it because I know she's pretty. That's the hard part, is you know she's pretty. It drives me insane. It's like, oh, she's so pretty without makeup. I'm glad that she saves it for at home and other things. I'm pretty sure, you know, it's nice. Because the makeup helps her put on a character. I get it.
She can hide a little bit.
But, you know.
Her lucha mask.
Kinda, yeah. But I really do like her without makeup. I mean, even with her dark hair. Because I've seen her, you know, before when she had blonde hair and stuff, and she was really pretty. And even with her dark hair and stuff, when she doesn't have makeup on, she looks really nice. But it is what it is, I guess. Sophie says, how hot do you guys get? We have air conditioning and stuff, Sophie, so it doesn't really get that hot in here, and we've kind of started keeping the door open so it circulates a little bit better in this room. But the lights aren't as warm as you would think. They're just very glary on your eyes. But you have to have that for light, but, I mean, we have enough natural light. But in the wintertime, we won't be able to do it because there's no natural light in the winter. It's usually dark by now. Or before now. So, yeah.
In the wintertime, it'd be dark.
Yeah.
Pitch black.
That's fine, yeah. Sophie says it sounds like a real thing. Do you think that if this wasn't Cena retirement tour, would he still have won at Mania against Cody?
No. I think they just wanted to get him to 17 because they thought it meant something. It really doesn't, because we know that Flair had the belts when there was one belt era, not a two belt era. Because if you think about it, just take one of those two belts away, and then how many times did Cena have the championship? And Triple H, Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, Batista, CM Punk, Edge. There's only one.
Sophie says the women are 100% successful in cashing in. Unfortunately.
I know, that's why I was saying I hope this is the fail.
Chris says Chelsea Green is a world champ.
Should be.
She's a world champ in my opinion.
I want to see her be Queen of the Ring, which is a mistake that they didn't do it. Because it would have been fucking perfect.
It would have.
Because she could have put together a parliament.
Oh my god, it would have been
Dude.
great. Oh my god, it would have been hilarious. It would have been fucking fabulous. They really missed the boat on a lot of stuff of creativity.
And maybe
their
she was supposed to.
creativity shit's like stupid as
Maybe
fuck.
she was supposed to, and Zelina
and
broke her
Zelina
nose.
ruined her chances. I couldn't imagine.
They could have put it off a week.
They could have.
You know what I mean? Put her off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not do that sick. Just wait a week.
Yep.
And then have her wrestle with the face mask. She wrestled anyways.
Yep. Sophie says usually they give the main event stars the mid-card to make it more successful. Lyra versus Becky versus Bayley is rumored for Evolution 2. No way, a three-way? Oh, no, And Sophie says, would you feel the same way if Charlotte won the mid-card championship? Yes,
absolutely.
Absolutely.
If they do that to Charlotte, I may boycott like I did with Jay. When Jay won it, how I took that Monday off.
Yep.
I might do the same thing just to say that's not okay. In my own way, I'm obviously not gonna boycott wrestling. I'm not gonna quit watching wrestling. Fuck that. I still watched that Raw. I just didn't do it live. So I had to prove a point.
Yeah. We weren't going to do a watch along. Chris says, so now B. Priestley, a.k.a. Blair Davenport, has started an OF.
Yeah, there's like, I
Okay.
saw, not it, but I saw that on X. And it's, trust me, I don't know anybody that would spend 75 cents on that myself. But if you're trying to help out an old wrestler, send her a couple $100 or something. I mean, if you really care to do that. But don't. I mean, be like, do you have a PayPal or whatever it's called, a Venmo?
Right.
I'll just send you some money. I'm not going to look at your not so glorious body.
Pickle says, I like the Japanese, is it Yoshi? Or Yoshi? I don't know how to say it with a J. But there's definitely better options than EO. Sophie says, for some fans, NXT is much better than Raw and SmackDown Weekly. Pickle says the reason Toxic, what was their name? Oh, Toxic Attraction worked. It was all Mandy.
It was 100% Mandy.
It was all Mandy.
And that redhead looks okay when she's in shape. But the other one, ugh, and she's the champion now? It doesn't even make any fucking sense.
So it's like, about The Rock. Nobody cares. Piccola says, people that do moonsaults, super kicks, forearm smashes. I mean, the perfect example, Logan Paul, is the template. And he honestly never did an indie stint.
Yeah.
He was also not collegiate, but he was a wrestler and an athlete.
He was definitely collegiate.
Was he a collegiate?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if he did.
Dude,
I knew he was a major wrestler. I knew he did a lot of wrestling, but I couldn't remember if he was a collegiate wrestler.
Yeah, he wrestled in college.
But he's an athlete, and he keeps in shape, and he actually does really good at it. Like, he actually enjoys what he's doing out there and tries his hardest to be safe with all the other wrestlers.
And he's very athletic.
So, I mean, I know everybody hates him. He's this and that. But, I would rather see him out there than some of these other dumb shits. Just saying. So he says there are some fans that like NXT more than Raw, SmackDown, and AEW. There's a lot of people that do. Chris says so much talking BS. Sophie says Bobby Lashley is the one that says him and Vince got along better than him and Triple H. I couldn't imagine why. It's because Triple H has an ego problem and he hates anybody that's bigger than him. The guy's a fucking puss ass. I hate that guy. And I bet you he's that way in real life, too. I bet you he is not a great person.
Let's not pretend that Triple H likes black people. Like, I'm not even going to try to pretend.
You're terrible.
Oh, no.
I'm not saying a word because I agree. But I'm not going to say anything else about it because I will get us banned and I will get in trouble. I have very strong feelings about a lot of that stuff.
I'm just saying that when you have a Bobby Lashley, you don't let him go.
Fuck no, goddamn son of a bitch.
That's a top
That man is a specimen of awesomeness.
But no, let's go through the list. I mean, you guys can tell me. I won't tell you. Name me all the black champions since Triple H has taken over.
Like actual, not like Islanders.
Well, The Rock's the only black Islander.
Right.
I'll wait for them to tell me, but...
Yeah.
I mean, and they're going to say the New Day, which is fine. I agree. New Day's
But the New Day's been tag team champions before under Vince, so what difference? What?
Yeah, but it's still, there's one. And I'll give it to him.
Ooh, Street Profits finally got them back.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, after how many years? Since Triple H has been in charge, they finally got tag team titles.
Right. And why did
After
they get them?
How many years?
Because all they talk about is how he's racist. So now there's 2 black tag team champions.
Yep, all of a sudden.
But let's talk about important titles because we know they don't give a shit.
Oh, don't worry though. There's going to be a female one. Because she has that Money in the Bank briefcase and we have to give participation trophies out. And we know exactly why she got it now.
I wouldn't be surprised if she
Now we know why she really got it.
Well, she's also one of the Islanders.
She's married to one.
Yes.
She isn't one. She's married to one.
I know what's happening. Still a family participation thing.
It is a family participation trophy as well. I guess he can just chalk off 2 things at once, right? It's disgusting.
I'm just
fucking
saying.
Disgusting.
Independent black wrestlers, how many have been world champion, including Bianca Belair, in NXT, has there been under Triple H?
The pattern is disgusting, and if you guys don't see it, you're gross too.
Bianca was phenomenal in NXT, by the way.
She was.
How many titles did she win in NXT?
None.
Oh, that's weird.
I know. I hate it. That's why I can't say anything.
By the way,
because it makes me so
let's talk
angry.
about Bianca until Vince left. What's she done since Vince left?
Oh my God. I don't even, and I know that Robbie hates her and doesn't like her, but I don't care.
She is a top 3 talent on the entire women's roster. Probably top 5 in all. The women's roster might be better than the men's roster, to be honest. But I'm just saying, she's a top 10 wrestler in the world. And yet, it's like, what's he waiting for? For her to turn 37?
I guess.
She's what, 34, 35?
So he can get her out the door as fast as possible and a rascal?
He's like, well, she's only been around.
If we weighed out how old she is, we could get rid of her.
Well, that's the thing. It's like...
He's such a fucking fraud. I fucking hate that person so bad, and I'm sure he's that way in real life. Like, his true colors are so showing through right now. Because you know this is who he really is. Right. The shit that he is doing as running this company is who he really is. And that's fucking gross.
I'm just saying, you just have to look at the proof. Like, don't listen to what I say. Just go look. And look at his past. Look at NXT when he was there. Now, granted, Keith Lee was champion for like a week. Remember he lost to Karrion Kross? Mm-hmm. After beating Adam Cole? Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's like, oh, this guy isn't very popular. I loved fucking Keith Lee. It's like, oh, well, maybe he's going to go to the main roster. Oh, so we better take the title. How about you take the title off of him after he gets there?
Right.
There's a precedent already set. Asuka and Paige. Mm-hmm. The precedent's already there. So you can go to the main roster as the champion and then just give it back to them. It's already set. It's already there. Yeah. So you can't say that it was because, oh, well, he might get called up to the main roster.
Right.
And to be honest, I don't know about Hayes, Camelo Hayes, or whatever his name is. I don't know if
ever since The Miz got in trouble for saying his stuff, we haven't seen that little fuck on TV either.
He won something the other day, didn't he?
I don't know. I haven't watched enough to know.
Huh.
I don't think he's been around personally, but whatever.
But anyways, I don't think he was champion under Triple H. I think that's a Vince thing. I do think Triple H might have put it on Trick, but that might also not be a Vince, or his thing. That might have been a Vince thing. There again, I'd have to go look.
The time frames and stuff like that?
To see exactly.
I mean, they do have it, what, on Obafemi right now on NXT? Is that who has
but
the
that's
name?
not.
Oh, that's the North American.
No, he's the world champion.
He's the world champion, okay.
Yeah, and I mean, Triple H probably does a lot down there, but not the
cross-eyed.
day-to-day.
Cross-eyed. There's definitely somebody else in charge. I don't think the cross-eyed does a lot of stuff down there. I think he's just well, we're going to give you a paycheck, but we have to just pretend that you're doing stuff.
Yeah, they've got writers down there, I'm sure.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me get caught up again. Yeah, Sophie says, I liked Punk before he left the WWE like a crybaby. Piccolo says, LOL, Chicken has a Dusty Rhodes twang in his promo. Yeah, but he's from Delaware. Sophie says Bobby Lashley was an Impact champion. What are the odds Tiffany Stratton, copycat Mariah May, will get called up to the main roster? I mean, how hot is it in your state?
I knew that's what you meant. I didn't know why she was talking about the lights in here.
Oh.
Right now, it's probably 80...
It's got to be at least, I think it got up to 85 today
85,
or something.
Maybe.
Sophie says, what are the odds Tiffany Stratton... Oh, I read that. I found my place. Chris says Stephanie McCoy also is hot without makeup, but with She looks good even with makeup.
Mm-hmm.
And Piccolo says, oh, did you see her Chris on Shamey YouTube vid? She was trying to get him to twerk, lol.
Oh, no.
Sophie says, today marked 23 years since John Cena debuted WWE TV. Chris says, I'm shocked that we've made it 2 weeks in NXT and Gigi Jane is still champion and will defend the title on Evolution pay-per-view. Who's she going up against on Evolution pay-per-view? Do we know who her match is against? JC Jane? The garbage on NXT?
No, I haven't been watching it, but we might. I
want to know who she's going up against, Chris, if you could say that. Cause
is it Mariah or Blake?
Whoever it is going to win. Hopefully. Or should. Sophie says there are fans that want Quitter to be successful in cashing in. Have you noticed Charlotte hasn't won anything lately? I can imagine why. It's because Triple H hates anybody that could possibly be worth something. Sophie's like, Natalia's wrestling at Booker T's wrestling promotion this weekend. What's that?
Oh, nothing. I just said I don't know who would be knocking when I have a sign up.
I don't know. He could just be barking.
No, somebody's not. They ring the doorbell.
Oh, I didn't hear it. Robbie says, who's this wacky dude in a black face mask?
I don't know. He just did the whole shimmy thing. Thought he was Eddie Guerrero for a second.
Sophie says, I like that with the Saudi Arabia trips, the talent aren't forced to go, unlike before. Robbie says, who is the better option than... Did you let Argus in? Okay. Robbie said, who's the wacky dude? Who is the better option then? I don't know who that is. And Sophie says, I mean, would Travis go up to the bar and beat up The Rock?
Nope.
Exactly no, Sophie. There's people you don't pick
That's
fights
what I'm saying.
Piccolo says, wow, Big T firing shots. Sophie says, it looks like Charlotte and Bliss could be forming some type of team or something. And Chris says, yeah, Triple H buried Booker T, lol, and that was before Booker was creepy. Sophie says, Jacob Fatu. Piccolo says, Bobby is amazing and deserved a better run.
Jacob Fatu is not black.
He is Islander. Big difference. Just saying. As Piccolo says, shit. Bobby is amazing and deserved a better run. Fuck yeah, he deserves way better. And he deserves better than what he's being treated in AEW, too. And if anybody thinks what's happening to him in AEW is, oh, well, it's better than... It fucking sucks, asshole. He is in a tag team shit. And the person who's, quote-unquote, possibly going to be the singles wrestler in that whole group is MJF. Fuck off.
Right.
I seriously, it burns my asshole, the shit that they put that man through. I don't care. Maybe he doesn't want it. Maybe that's the point. Maybe he doesn't want it. But you know what? He did really good with it in WWE until they decided that, well, you can't have
We gotta drop it.
Because you have to go up against that old man.
Which bugs me, by the way, and I'm a Goldberg fan, but why would you take it off of him so he could lose to Goldberg?
Ugh. So irritating. Chris says, yeah, you know, Triple H is going to make Carmelo world champ to virtue signaling. Sophie said the Street Profits earlier, and then people was like, who else? And Sophie says, but it looks like the Street Profits might lose the championships this Friday against the Wyatt Six. And Sophie says, but Jimmy Uso haven't been the same single push as his brother Jay. Are we saying they're the same person? Is that what we're trying to say, Sophie?
What you saying?
So we're going to go backwards in time a little bit. Jimmy left. Jimmy left. Jimmy has an alcohol problem. Literally has an alcohol drinking, alcoholic problem. Maybe some drugs in there too. Who knows? We know for sure that he's had multiple DUIs. So he probably was in rehab or something else or getting his life together. Again, how many chances he's gotten? Multiple chances. He has a problem, Sophie. Jimmy has a problem. So when he was gone, he was gone. Literally gone for almost a year. Gone. And you had, who did you have? You had, what's his face? He was this guy, Roman Reigns. Yeah, that guy. And he had this, like, family thing. And Jay was still there. And Jay stuck around and was there by his side for the whole fucking thing. Where was Jimmy? Where the fuck was Jimmy during that time?
Rehab.
Exactly. He wasn't fucking around. So you're going to try to tell me that motherfucker deserves some kind of fucking push Like his brother? His brother doesn't even deserve the fucking push he's getting. Absolutely fucking no. Stay in your fucking lane. The guy is never going to be even remotely... I mean, in all reality, they're a tag team. They should be together. But the fact that Jay actually works his ass off to continue being in wrestling and knows how to keep his fucking job... Yeah, he deserves a little bit more of a push than his fucking brother.
So, in this right here, Statlander was in the back and she was kind of moping around. And John Moxley walked up to her. And he lifted her chin up and said, "Don't let anybody ever tell you that you're not good enough." So, there's a good possibility she's going to be with Moxley here pretty soon.
Oh, her and Marina are going to have a gay time together.
Right now they're probably feuding still, but they're going to eventually be on the same team.
Oh, good lord.
If they might even show it here. I think it was last week. It could have even been on Collision.
Sophie says Bianca won the Royal Rumble. So? What difference does that make? You're trying to tell me that somehow that makes a difference in whose world? Is it a championship? No, it's fucking not a championship. It's a chance at a championship. Do you think she'll get it? No. Why? Because they'll put it in a triple threat because God forbid that they do anything else. Oh, great. This fucking piece of shit. Great. Awesome. Are you fucking kidding me?
Why is Ember Moon on my TV?
Ugh. I hope she rips another Achilles. Yuck. Chris is like, Jade might become a champ, but she's bigger than Triple H muscle-wise, LOL. I'm going to tell you this much, Chris. She's not going to win that. They'll fuck her over. Asuka's in it. They'll give it to her. There's no way Jade's winning that. And if she does, I'll be very, very surprised. Very surprised. I will be surprised on television. I'll be like, oh, what? No. Because there's no way. That's hilarious.
Think she has a chance to win it, but I don't know how. That's the thing. I mean, story-wise, it makes sense she wins.
You would think, right? You would totally think that would be the thing. Sophie says Bianca and Montez just celebrated their 7-year wedding anniversary.
I saw that.
Bianca
you know what they
has been
could
a
do?
multiple-time women's champion.
What they could
before Triple H was around, Sophie.
What they could do is have Quitter come out and interfere. Asuka wins. Then later on, the champion's fighting. She cashes in, and Jade comes out and fucking stops her. Like, literally, she loses her briefcase.
Yeah. That or Jade gets away from the garbage heap that she's trying to hang out with because she needs to stay the fuck away from that shithole because that does not make her look better.
We know.
And what she does is she beats the living fucking poo-poo out of the Quitter and sends her to the hospital for months and takes her briefcase from her.
Yeah.
And says, this is mine and it should have been mine.
Yeah, but maybe she doesn't want to take a break right now. The Quitter.
Maybe she needs to.
Maybe
she needs to. Like a permanent break.
Oh, shit.
Maybe she needs to tell her husband he needs to work harder.
There it is. So, what's Willow do? So, all 3 of them are...
I guess this is a 12-man game. Is this a 12-lady game here?
I guess it's a fatal 4-way. Why are you calling it a 12-woman game?
I don't know, because that's usually how many people are in these matches. I just like to throw out numbers because it's always astronomical and stupid.
Like, what? You're confusing me.
Piccolo says, I miss Keith Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, his wife wants to kill him, so, there's that. Sophie says about Omafemi, do you think he might get a push whenever he gets called up?
I would like to say yes, but I have a feeling it's a no, and it's going to be for several reasons, and not just because of the color of his skin. Although that will be a blaring light in your face. He can't cut a promo.
No, he can't.
And that's going to be a huge obstacle that they need to address before he's ready. Whether it's a mouthpiece The Miz. I mean, if they want to take Miz in that direction, or I don't know, Carmelo Hayes maybe putting him with him and letting Carmelo Hayes be his manager type thing.
That'd be hilarious.
Well, Hayes is already he's out, like right. He's a failed experiment.
Oh, what? It didn't work. Oh, let's put him in the Andre the Giant. He'll win that. He's a tiny little dwarf man, but we're gonna make him be the giant. He's so big and great. I hope she pulls a muscle.
There's a lot of big girls. A lot of them.
Sweetie,
Look at
you
the
don't
gut
have
shot.
any muscles. There's not one muscle there.
So to push your shoulders together makes you look tougher. You're supposed to go wide or not.
Well, I understand what you're supposed to do.
I thought it was kind of cool.
Her stupidity that just happened on our television?
I like stupidity.
Yeah, she looked stupid. Major stupid. Wow. Piccolo says that Survivor Series when him and Brock went face to face. Chef's kiss. Keith Lee and Brock. Are you listening?
Yep, Keith Lee and Brock.
The Survivor Series when they went face to face.
Yeah, it just never panned out all the way.
Piccolo was like chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just dropped and nothing ever happened or came from it. It's kind of gay and lame. Chris says Kiana James is half black, so we'll see if she will be champ. Oh, she exists still? He hasn't gotten rid of her yet?
Hold on. We're not talking unnoticeably black. We're talking about...
Yeah, Chris.
We're talking about...
Yeah.
And I know that you don't put numbers on it, but I'm honestly talking about, like Sol Ruka is the same, right? She's black.
Yes.
She's got DNA in her that says she's black. I get it. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about... I'm going to sound bad no matter what.
We're going to talk about Michael Jackson before.
Anyways, no matter what I say sounds bad. I already dug that hole. So I'm just going to shut the fuck up.
That's why I don't talk about it.
But,
you see where you can go and get in trouble and people think things that aren't true.
What I'm talking about is, like, visibly, like...
We're talking about
African,
the deep chocolate love, my man.
Right.
The deep chocolate love.
Sexual
I'm
chocolate.
talking about my Bobby Lashley.
Sexual chocolate.
Bitch. Sophie says Carmelo was champion under Shawn Michaels in NXT, but really, was Shawn Michaels running it? Or was that more of a Triple H thing? Yeah, that's the problem, Sophie. You won't ever really know, but I'm guessing it was probably Triple H's idea. Chris says Trick is TNA World Champ. Oh, yeah, that's right. So it was like Jordan Grace. What about Jordan Grace?
Oh my god. What about her?
What the fuck? What about Jordan Grace? Chris says JC will face... Oh, Jordan Grace! Oh, okay, that makes sense. Thanks. Oh, Jordan Grace? Oh, yeah, she's gonna win.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she'll win. They'll have her be champion.
Oh, that's too bad.
That's really sad. That's really sad. They're like, hey, you came from a completely different promotion.
They're going to do
That's
it.
great.
They're
We're going to fuck over this girl that came from our own promotion.
They're going to go...
Because you're better.
Gulia, and then Velasquez, whatever her name is.
Vakor.
Vaker. And
Vaker.
then go to the other one that they hired. What the fuck? They have a whole system.
They're like, we hate every single one of our people that are in our promotion. We just want the other ones that we hire from other promotions.
This is the thing, man.
This is so gross.
Vince McMahon said, you know
fucks.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to hire athletes. And we're going to train them, and they're going to be superstars. Tiffany Stratton. By the way, that's just one. Bianca Belair. Oh, wait, that's another one. But anyways, Sol Ruka. Okay, sorry, I'll stop. Anyways,
Jesus Christ.
And then Triple H comes in, and he's like, I've got a better idea. Let's invest in these 30-year-olds.
From other fucking promotions.
From somewhere else. Even the girl I don't like, the Perez, the Bulldog, still homegrown. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck, dude?
I mean, my God, she basically was in Booker T's pocket, for fuck's sake.
Right.
Since she was, what, 12? Fuck.
15. But yes.
Might as well be 12.
All I'm saying is Triple H comes in and he opens up a pipeline to this minor league, not even minor league. It's a indie circuit. It's like beer leagues in it'd be like the Yankees literally just saying, "You know what? We're going to use semi-pro. We're going to go see the Idle Falls Chuckers." Or no, they're not even semi-pro. They're a minor
They're
league
not
team.
even semi-pro.
Anyways, yeah, I mean, just some random beer league in your city and go, well, there might be a good bat on that team. Oh, wait, no, he's not. The good bat that we're going to bring up isn't that good. So we're going to make everybody else on the Yankees shitty.
So he can look
So
good.
he looks really good when he's batting 205.
And then all of you people out there literally fall for it and just are like, "Oh my god, this wrestler is so amazing."
And then
it
you
is
go
so
to the
funny to
game
listen
and you're
to you
like,
guys.
if you could just hit 200, you could be in the Hall of Fame. It's like, what the fuck? It used to be 300, but now it's 200 because we lowered the bar so that they look better.
So they can have a participation trophy. That's exactly what it is.
You're not going to believe this, but
They're literally...
he hit 12 home runs last year.
They're literally...
The power surge out of nowhere.
Pandering to this participation trophy era that it's disgusting. Like, you wonder why people are the way they are. People need to be bullied more. Like, I seriously, social media needs to go the fuck away. People need to be bullied more in life. And it's like, get a fucking tougher skin and wear a goddamn helmet. I mean, seriously, like, you need to really go touch grass. Like, this participation trophy shit is disgusting. I hate it with a passion of hate.
Hate,
and loathing.
Double 8.
Good
Load.
God. It's so lame. Blech. Oh, because JC will face Jordan Grace. Yeah, they are feeding JC to Jordan. Sophie says Triple H is friends with Charlotte Flair dad, though.
Probably.
Okay, and what's your point?
Or was that a storyline?
Charlotte's trying to be her own person, doesn't want anything to do with her dad, doesn't want it to be like a thing. She just uses the name because it's a family thing, but she doesn't want to run off the coattails of her daddy, so now what? Does it matter? Has it helped her? I mean, maybe it did for a while, but is it really helping her with Triple H since she came back? Sophie says, remember Bobby Lashley was married to Lana in storylines, which didn't make sense. Rikishi is all mad about Jay's booking, but not Jimmy and Solo's booking. Jay Uso also had drinking problems as well. Really? Did he ever not be able to come to work for over a year because of it, Sophie?
Maybe Jeff Hardy. Who are you talking about?
We're talking about Jay Uso. Tell me.
Jay was
She's
also...
saying Jay Uso also had drinking problems as well. I want to know if he missed as much time as his brother has for that. And you can say he was injured during a certain time, but it wasn't a big injury. But I'm talking about before he came back and got that injury. Because he's usually gone for long periods of time without an injury. We already know that he has a problem. Just like everybody knows that fucking who Travis just said has a fucking problem.
Jeff.
Okay? We all know. Jimmy and Jeff could be like drinking buddies because they're the same when it comes to that shit. Sophie says at one point the Usos were injured at the same time. How long ago? I mean, how long ago are we talking, Sophie? Like, are you bringing up very, very past things? So, what's-her-face came out and helped Chris, by the way.
Schiffer?
Yep.
Yeah, we saw it coming. It's going to be a slow burn, maybe.
Yeah, weird. I don't know.
It's Tony's birthday, by the way.
Happy birthday to Tony. He's not watching.
I know.
He's doing something else.
Probably. Ride or die.
Chris says Ember Moon and Black Champ, but this is carny indies BS. Yeah, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Triple H stuff.
We're not just talking about black champions.
I don't care about black champions and other stuff. I'm talking about WWE under Triple H's management right fucking now.
She cares about black champions.
Right fucking
just
now.
Not what we're talking about.
Well, I care about it. I don't like Ember Moon. I've never liked her, by the way. I've just never liked her as a wrestler or anything, by the way. The same goes for Quitter. I've never really liked her either. Like, she bugs me. There's something about her that just bugs the fucking crap out of me. Anyway, Sophie says Keith Lee can't get a push in any promotion. Is he even wrestling? That's the point, Sophie. I think the only pushes he's getting is a push off a cliff to a heart attack. Just saying. Vindicator says, oh yeah, I forgot they were doing 2 casino matches at All In. I think Statlander will win this one. And Athena is rumored to fight Rosa for ROH belt. Cool for them. Sophie says, so you cheering for Asuka? That's interesting. I'm not cheering for Asuka at all. That's not the point. Sophie, you took it completely out of context because you don't listen. I said that because of the way the shit goes, that they will fuck over Jade because that's just how it is. And that she will win. And I will be very fucking surprised if Jade actually wins it. Clean. I'm talking clean win.
Clean.
So, that's what I'm saying. I'm not cheering for Asuka at all, actually. In any way. I just don't want him to fuck over Jade, but they will. Because that's just what Triple H has done so far. But that's fine. I mean, I expect it, so I won't be that disappointed. Piccolo says, sorry, one white dude is clapping off key. No, Piccolo, not the white dude. Vindicator says, it's funny, as soon as Beast Mortos was revealed as the Quitter's boyfriend, he gets a main event match tonight. That's creative pandering control for you. No way, really? Like, she gets paid all that money? Oh no, How exciting for her.
I feel like she should be more excited about that.
Sophie says, but none of the women's champions are fighting on Saturday. The only way Quitter could cash in would be on Friday night, since it is a last woman standing match. I can't imagine why none of the women champions are fighting on Saturday, Sophie. It couldn't be because of where they're at, right? Oh my god. I hate everything about people sometimes.
Why do you hate people, you think?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I have absolutely zero patience or liking for human beings anymore. Chris says, I wonder who is the better luchador, La Mira Mera, Thunder Rosa, or La Primera Stephanie Vacker.
Old Vacker.
I don't know. How do you say her name?
Vacor.
It's not Vacor.
It's Vacor.
It's not, though.
It's close enough.
What is it supposed to be? She said it was something.
I don't know.
Vacker? Vacker?
Fucker.
Fucker?
Vacker.
I think it's Fucker.
Fucker.
I'm just going to call her Fucker from now on. They are similar, like with the face paint. True. And Sophie has a lot of messages. Sophie says, most talent in NXT have been ready for a call-up for a long time. They can't stay in NXT forever. Sophie, there's a lot of them that probably should stay in NXT forever. Just saying. Well, The Miz is filming the reboot American Gladiators. They are double tapings next Monday. That's why Raw is on 2 hours earlier. About Keith Lee and Roman went face-to-face at Survivor Series. That also got dropped. And Sophie says, I see Jade Cargill winning Saturday.
I could see her winning also.
I'm glad that you guys see it happening. I just will not be surprised if she doesn't. That's the problem. I am very, quote-unquote, jaded, as you could say, about having faith in anybody called Triple H, that fuckface. Sophie says, with NXT, it is confusing on who was in charge when Carmelo and Braun were there. Tiffany and Bianca picked up wrestling really good and fast. That's usually what athletes do, Sophie. People thought Mariah May would be JC Jane's first championship defense, but NXT has a pay-per-view the day before Evolution 2, though, and we don't know if JC Jane is wrestling both pay-per-views. Sophie says WWE was working be a star for years, where they didn't want anyone to bully anyone. And Robbie says AEW was okay tonight. Yeah, so okay.
All right.
Sophie says like 5 or 6 years ago. Sophie, so you're really telling me about Jimmy and Jay's shit 5 or 6 years ago? I could give a shit and care less about Jay's shit 5 or 6 years ago. Sophie says Vicky Guerrero teased that she could come back to the WWE. Everybody's dream. And Chris says, how the fuck is Beast Morto's main eventing? Chris, it's because he's fucking the quitter. He's fucking her. You see, fucking her. Fucking. And I bet you in her contract, she literally probably has it written down that anybody she's literally fucking is probably going to get a main event. And so she's like, you know what? I picked this motherfucker because he wears this mask in bed.
What do they
It's
do?
the most amazing fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire... It's probably why she wears those hideous fucking outfits she decided to wear.
What?
They do not flatter her in any way, but they look like fucking shit. I don't know who's fucking dressing her, and if it's herself, she really needs to fucking look in the mirror and decide that her fashion sense is not cool. Because at least her ex-husband, who dressed her, knew how to dress her fucking shit, fuck, ugly-ass body. Because she doesn't know how.
What is she doing with the guy?
She's fucking him! Because you know who wears the fucking dick in that fucking relationship.
Is she?
Because it's fucking not him!
Being fucked by him? Or is
No.
she's strapping some shit on?
Exactly. Because who's wearing the mask in the whole situation?
Oh, this is a mess. Jesus Christ, wrestling him is hit rock.
How is that rock
We're
bottom?
scraping bottom. We've got fucking Sasha Banks fucking some guy named the Beast.
It's disgusting!
With a plug.
Exactly! And I'm sure he wears his mask. She's probably like, don't take your mask off. Because that's the only thing she probably likes about him.
Should I grow out the old mustache?
If you want to.
Might should have to shave all this so I can put my tape on my mouth. Although, I woke up with it on this morning.
Well, you didn't wake up in the middle of the night and take it out.
Hey, look, before filters.
That's funny. Before filters.
It looks like a filter because I'm so handsome.
Totally. That's exactly what it is. But yes, you do look handsome in that picture.
My face isn't all...
See what I mean? This is...
Why is this on my TV? And this is the main event.
Because...
No.
Exactly. You don't want me to repeat it, but I fucking will. Because the quitter isn't fucking him. And she's like, anything that I am fucking needs to be in the main event. And what's even funnier is who he's wrestling that used to be a fucking AEW World Champion is wrestling the guy who's getting fucked in the ass by the quitter. Wow. Wow. Just wow. 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 You want to talk about the lamest shit you could possibly put on television for your fucking company? Here it is. Congratulations. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Holy garbage. Jesus Christ almighty. Vindicator said, did not expect you to, of all people, to help my prediction come true, but I will take it. Sylvie says, should Jade have gone to NXT first before she went to the main roster? No. She's fine being in the main roster. It's not about her. Chris says, yeah, Stephanie, fuck her, very fitting. Yeah, exactly. Vindicator says, but alright, guys, main event is too predictable, so I'm going to see myself out the front door, LOL. You guys take care.
I love that you stuck around the whole time after getting yelled at and then witnessing the whole rape at the end of the show.
I didn't rape anybody. Quitter's raping people all over the place.
Were raping,
just so she can get him a main event.
Huh.
You know that's why he's in bed with her.
Oh, dear God.
Mm-hmm. Sophie says, we only have 2 female matches on Saturday. And Chris is like, LLD. And Sophie's like, wonder what will happen to Quitter's boyfriend whenever she does leave AEW. She's not leaving unless she quits. So only way she can do it is she has to quit. Sophie says, the Quitter ex-husband still works for the WWE. And the Quitter said her and her BD are a Beauty and the Beast story.
I don't think he's that pretty. Like, I've never actually seen him, but I wouldn't.
Fucking gay as fucking shit I have ever heard in my life.
Like, what do they think?
Does her PR firm come up with this shit? No, they don't, because you know it's her talking.
Wait.
What a fucking dumb cunt. I fucking can't stand her to no end.
What about him is attractive?
It's
His horns are cut off, for fuck's sake. Like, I don't get it.
Fucking Jesus Christ. Vindicator says, side note, I bet in a parallel universe, somebody named Aletha who might be new to wrestling is a huge fan of Quitter. Laughing my ass off. Okay, now, bye-bye, guys.
All right, bye-bye.
Yeah, no, she would be smart, too, and never be a fan of that cunt. Chris says, well, goddamn, if Beast Mortos can get Kitty, then I guess I can. Dude, it's all game. I mean, you should have took your chances with the Quitter when you had him. Man, you could have had her. All you had to do is wear a mask. That's all you have to do. Wear a mask. Sophie says, wonder what she sees in him. Quitter got, 80 championships at this point? See, now Sophie's using my math.
Right.
Fucking
At least she's not out there humping her fingers with the strap on.
Sophie says that will be a second main event in a row. Oh, God. Chris says, yeah, I bet Quitter has it written in her contract that she can quit. I bet you anything that she threatens to quit on a fucking weekly basis if she doesn't get what she wants. Not kidding.
Does she have full creative control?
And if
Sasha Hogan?
If she doesn't, because I'm sure she does. And she probably fucking... The only reason why she's probably in this fucking place is because she can tell Tony Khan what to do because he's such a goddamn bitch. It's a pushover fucking bitch. And he's like, no, don't quit. No, where would we be without you? Because he's such a pansy-ass motherfucker. Good God.
Because of the pansy.
Ugh. So he's like, Triple H almost got Quitter back. Oh, yeah? I'm sure it was just detrimental to WWE that they didn't get that piece of shit back. Don't worry, I'm sure the piece of shit will go there again sometime. That'll be the day that I walk the fuck out of this room. And I am never coming back. Ever. Chris says, I think Quitter is actually fucking Triple H. That's a real relationship. Woohoo! So he says, wonder who Charlotte is going to date next since she is divorced 3 times. Maybe she's taking a break from dating. Chris says, Quitter makes Ultimate Warrior look like a saint. So he says, that's probably why she signed with AEW in the first place, so she could get creative control. Yeah. Well, you know that Tony Khan's a complete pushover. I'm not kidding about that. I'm sure he really is a fucking pushover. He seems like the type of person that's a complete pushover. Oh, it's fine. You can do whatever you want. Fuck.
Do it.
So he says Quitter was one of Triple H NXT girls. Was she a Triple H girl, though? For reals? Or was she brought in by somebody else and she just happened to be in NXT for a while?
No idea how.
I don't know either. And you know what's funny about it? I don't care. I seriously do not even give a shit. She should be in a dumpster for all I care. Chris says, yeah, even DMD pushed over TK. Well, I mean, you see how far that got her. I know she was sick and she had that stroke and had some really bad health issues and some scary fucking shit. But if you believe the rumors, I guess, if you want to, that she literally was a bitch in the back and fucking Quitter took offense to it, she's not around because of her. So now what? Oh, but Quitter's such a great person. Yeah, fuck that bitch. Chris says Punk just tapped TK and he felt threatened. So he's like, yeah, she was in one of Triple H WrestleMania entrances with Bliss and Charlotte. Excuse me.
Yeah, I remember those girls. That was when NXT was watchable. Like, really good. Bo Dallas was your world champion.
Oh, yeah.
Before you had to Bo leave.
That was a lot of time ago before we started doing this.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like.
It was way before we started doing this.
There's that father-son thing that Sophie was yakking about.
Oh, Lord.
It was Christian Cage and that kid that doesn't have a dad who's dead,
Yeah.
but Christian Cage is pretending to be his dad now.
Uh-huh. Nick something.
Yeah, that guy. Ugh. Sophie says 7 years ago the first Evolution pay-per-view happened. Funny thing, most of those talent aren't in the WWE anymore.
Mm-hmm. The only reason they had it originally was because of Ronda Rousey and she was so popular. So I can't wait to see what their numbers are. And what do you want to bet that they hide the numbers when that comes out?
I'm not watching it. No, I'm seriously. You can watch it all you want.
Understand.
But I'm not watching it. I'm not doing it on here. And I'm not going to fucking watch it at all.
I understand.
Not even a smidge of it. I'm going to leave the fucking room. You're going to have to go somewhere else and watch it.
Doesn't make any sense.
Like, I'm downstairs or you're downstairs. One or the other. Up or down. Pick your poison. Because I'm not sitting in the same room as that fucking pay-per-view.
I'll just watch it in here. With Danny.
Yeah.
He said he wanted to watch it.
Good. You guys can watch it together. I will not be watching it.
You just have to read the chat. It's no big deal.
I am not going to do any of it. I'm not
We heard you.
watching it.
Stop. You don't have to watch to read.
I'm not reading anything. I'm not doing any of
I
it.
can't help it. I'm just like poking a
The
bear.
evolution is not on my stuff
Like, you're
of
just
anything to do.
walking behind the tiger and just poking it. You can't bite me from its butt side.
Don't worry, I'll hit you later. It's fine.
It'll come back around and bite the shit out of me.
Sophie says, I like the first Evolution pay-per-view. I don't know why people hated it. I don't know if
I don't
I'm
even
going to watch
remember it.
Evolution 2 as well.
Buckshot Lariat. Uno, dos, tres. Now
So,
he's
yeah, I'm
getting...
surprised you don't want to watch an all-female pay-per-view.
That is weird.
Is this the end?
Yeah, it's after 8.
I know it is, but that doesn't mean anything.
I mean, there might be a little bit more. There might be some interference or something. You'll probably see Moxley come down since they're going to be wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Maybe not. Oh, yeah. Lights went out. That's not the lights went out in
Yeah,
Georgia.
Sophie's just the only one in here right now. Everybody else left us. Picola, Ravi, everybody else.
Well, yeah, because
I yelled.
It was... Why did you yell everybody out of here?
I did. I yelled everybody out. Yelled them out.
Oh, look.
Oh, no, not these
Oh,
guys.
it's the young studs.
I thought they were friends.
I thought they were friends too. Are they holding this day? Or are he holding their day? Nope.
So dumb. What the idiotic fucking crap. Now all of a sudden they're not friends again. Just,
Well, he would turn babyface. Uh-oh. Dead brides. Death Riders. Death Bride sounds way cooler.
Death Bride.
I was trying to read the sign, but there was people standing in front of it. Here they come. Told you. Keep rolling, rolling, rolling. What? Now I know you'll be loving this shit right here.
Anyways, I don't want to watch any more of this
Sophie,
stuff.
we appreciate you hanging out with us.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out and giving opinions and talking about stuff.
I love that
It's
you hang
awesome.
out the whole entire show and just talk wrestling because nobody else is watching it.
And the
Because we
fact
know
that
you're
don't,
not even watching.
you don't even watch AEW, which is awesome. All right, even though we think you should, because I think that there are some stuff on it you would actually like.
Like John Moxley.
Just because. Anyways, thanks everybody for hanging out with us tonight. We'll be back again on
Wednesday.
Not Friday. Are we doing Friday's show? It's taped.
If it's taped, then no.
I don't remember. Is it taped?
I
I think it's supposed to
I think it's
happen
live.
earlier in the day.
That's Monday.
I know Monday's earlier in the day, but it's
Anyways,
Friday.
we'll probably see you on Friday, but
Oh
we'll
no, Friday for the 4th of July.
Yeah,
is
that's
taped.
next.
That's next Friday. So maybe this one's in real time. I don't know.
So we will see you this Friday for a
Maybe.
couple hours.
Maybe we'll get on and be like, it's tape, we're done. But
If
anyways,
it's
we'll
not
be
tape.
here. We'll be here for Saturday's pay-per-view
Yes.
for WWE, if anybody cares what Clash of Champions
Yeah.
or whatever
1
it's called.
p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, 1 p.m. Eastern time. So you guys have a good rest of your week, and we'll
Happy
probably see
Halloween
you.
and all that stuff.